And we are live. The Griff God is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Atreus is here. We got a lot to talk about on the Grifties. Okay, we got a lot to talk about. Kind of a slow news day, so I'm not gonna hold you guys here too long. Plus, I do some school work after this. Shouts out to everybody who's in the chat waiting. Shouts out to those who's gonna come in just a moment. We had New Blackstreet last night with a lovely guest, the Scream Queen, Selena. So if you missed that, make sure you go and watch that after this show. Additionally, this week is Vegas week, guys. So keep in mind that tomorrow there will be no live stream. Additionally, I won't be back until Sunday, I believe. I won't be back until Sunday. So the live streams will continue Sunday. Still trying to figure out how we're gonna do New Blackstreet. But we'll figure that out one way or another. But anyway, so topics. What's going on, everybody? Let's not waste no time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So for those of you who don't know, over here on my channel, we talk about all things pop culture related, video games, TV shows, movies, comic books, wherever, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could say we're a drama channel. You know what I'm saying? We cover all the bullshit, all the nonsense. And so, mostly primarily dealing with video games nowadays because, Gamergate happened and now I can't even talk about movies. But whatever. It is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let's see what we got on the agenda board for today, okay? Let's see what we got. Okay, cool. So I know where we're going to start. We're going to start off with something I really didn't intend to talk about. I did not intend to talk about Nagara Snape, okay? I did not intend to talk about the fact that it was officially confirmed that Papai Sidu is officially confirmed to play Severus Snape in HBO's Harry Potter television series. I didn't intend to talk about it because, quite frankly, with you, I believe that I've said everything that I needed to say about this egregious race swap. And plus, I felt like Kata, this was, more of something that Kata was a lot more passionate about. I didn't really care. But I saw an interesting post today that I wanted to go over, to where I think it illustrates exactly where we're going as far as public sentiment to the shenanigans that Hollywood continues to participate in, okay? Even black people are seeing this for what it is. Obviously seeing it for what it is, okay? So we're going to go into this post real quick. Make sure y'all like the stream as you're coming in. Shout out to my boy Person, who is in here, and everybody else who's coming in. Make sure y'all like the stream, okay? All right, so let's get into this post really quick. All right, here we go. So you see this. This is from a guy named Nicholas Tyrell Scott on Twitter, okay? This is a black person, okay? You can see lots of nigga in him. You know what I'm saying? And he goes, God bless his DMs, publicists, and mentions. I know it's about to be long. Yeah. You think? But it's the comments. It's the comments that got me believing that, people are starting to wake up and talk about this in a way that isn't immediately dismissed as racism. So you look at his first reply to his own comment. He says, who advised him to say yes to this? I agree. Bro should not have taken this role. I don't want to hear nothing about racist backlash. You knew what you was doing when you took this role. And this tells me that Nicholas here understands that this was something that wasn't needed. Okay? This person, Rick Grimes, another black person, he says, at this point, I really think they're giving minorities these big roles to infuriate white people and exacerbate racial divide. Look at how people reacted to Snow White, for fuck's sake. Holy. Oh, well, y'all can actually hear the soundboard. There we go. I mean, he said it. He says, I really think they're giving minorities these big roles to infuriate white people and exacerbate racial divide. That's a fact. Well, I don't believe they're doing it. I believe that they don't do it too. Well, no. Fuck that. Maybe they are. They are. I mean, because it covers so many fronts. You get your ESG scores up, so you get those loans. And on top of that, you fuel controversy to generate conversation about the show. On top of that, you fuel the race hustlers, because there would be no Black Lives Matter stealing money if not for stuff like this. Let's continue. I don't believe that this person is actually black. Look at this goofball. This goofball says it's a fictional wizard character. Being white is not integral to that at all. So it's obvious that this person has either never read the books or doesn't know, is just high. But luckily, somebody comes in from the top rope, okay, and finishes him. He says, buddy, he gets hung from a tree because of how he looks. He's the only character whose skin color is integral to Harry's dad. Integral. Okay, maybe this is not a complete sentence, but whatever. It's integral to Harry's dad now goes from a naive, bullish kid to an actual racist. Or alternatively, Snape is a black wizard who's a member of what is essentially the Wizarding clan. Hello? And then this dude says, wow, I never thought about it like this. This is a very good point. You think, and he goes, guys, I read the books when I was 8. Cut me some slack. Nah, we ain't cutting you some slack, because this is what happens when you get people who aren't thinking, who aren't using their brains, that just get on Twitter and say stupid shit. It's not integral to the character. But look at this. If he knows the works at all, then he actively chose to be a part of ruining that piece of art. Zero sympathies. I don't know if this is an actual black person. I highly doubt it. Let's see. Who else? He should have turned down the role. Bro has no self-awareness. This person says, shouldn't we fight for him, though? Just because we know racists are going to come for him doesn't mean we should just be fine with it. I know they cooking him. Bro, look around. These people will march for a fictional character but won't bother supporting legislations that help them in real life. These people are walking clowns that spend their lives reading superheroes. Anyway, bro, he shouldn't be playing that character. This isn't about racism. There are certain characters that certain races shouldn't play. This isn't racism. This is bad for business for him. It's like saying a white actor should be king of Wakanda, Don DeMarco. And this is indeed a black person. Yeah, this is a black person. You feel me? Motherfucker, anyone that likes Harry Potter don't want him cast as Snape. Stop making it a race thing. This ain't a black person. That's actually a Hispanic person, but he's right. Okay. I mean, so you can see it here. We can go through these comments all day. They want to be spaces where they ain't wanted. It's fucking pathetic, but that's obviously a white person. The book specifically describes Snape as having pale skin and long greasy hair, but what do I know? That's a fact. So even you can see that even black people are looking at this for what it is. I mean, of course you're gonna have the idiots who are going to defend anything black, regardless of whether or not it makes sense. But I mean, I think it's painfully clear here that even black people, even the ones that are faking like they don't, even black people are seeing this for what it is. It's obviously pandering. He should have never taken this role, and he deserves no sympathy. Okay? Whatever backlash he gets, I don't want to see no black people defending this dude, because he knew what he was getting himself into when he took it. And like the other black person said, it's not about racism. This is just fueling racial divide. Because what you're doing is you're taking a character. This isn't like some character with an ambiguous description in an anime somewhere. No, this is a character who was plainly described. No, I'm sorry. I'm saying plainly. That was vividly described in the books as having pale white skin and greasy hair. and you're gonna make them black. Man, y'all should have saw New Blackstreet last night. Y'all should have saw New Blackstreet last night when we was. Hey, listen, I might even pull that clip up. Man, if you ain't watching New Blackstreet, I don't know what you're doing. Man, listen. He gonna have his own theme song. Watch. Snape is gonna have his own.
It really depends on the.
What if I can find it? Y'all gotta see this. This shit was hilarious. Here it is. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Watch this. Where is it? Hurry. No.
Don't worry, Bill.
Let's show out the cosplay queens. You know what? Let's show out the cosplay queens. Who's going first?
This is good.
Yeah.
Put nigger and Snape on screen.
Hold on, wait.
You gotta put him up on screen.
Oh, I gotta get the picture. Hold on, let me get the picture. Hold on. Here we go.
Hey. Hey, I need them 2 double cups, baby. Lean in my. So you get the point. When he walk into class and address the class, they're gonna be like, mother on a beat. Oh. Oh my gosh. But that's all I have to say about that. So, hell, if black people can see through it, why can't Hollywood? Okay, let's move on. All right, so I see we got people coming in to the stream now. Shout out to everybody who's in here. I see Cryptic Beats. I see Person Martiano is in the building. Javier Jenkins is in the building. Mr. Monkey is in the building. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some people roll in a little bit. But we're going to keep going. Let's see what y'all talking about in this chat, man. Yeah, we back at it. Making the most distrusted character black got to have a deeper meaning. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta get y'all chat back up on screen. I damn sure gotta get the chat back up on screen. I'll do that later. Whew. Black Snape gonna eat fried chicken, and Harry will say, I don't trust him. Wow. All right, so let's move on. Let's see what we got next. Let's see what we have next. Okay, I think I know where we want to go. I think I know where we want to go. Yeah, I ain't going to keep y'all long here today. Okay. We got to talk about the big story of the day. The big story of today, gang, is that allegedly, according to an article published by PC Gamer and some other developers corroborating this story, is that not only is BioWare split politically into 2 different factions, but EA actually does not even like Dragon Age. Oh, this is crazy news, gang. This is crazy. This came out yesterday. We got to talk about it. So, get your popcorn ready. We got to go over this article, man. I love when news like this comes. Oops.
What is this?
Yeah, I love when news like this comes out because it gives us a little bit of that transparency that we've been looking for from developers. So here we go. This is from PC Gamer. Y'all earned this click. Shout out to Harvey Randall. You know what I'm saying? I develop. What is it? Games journalists. We don't see eye to eye. Matter of fact, 99% of the time. But I will give y'all credit when good work is done. So shout out to Harvey Randall. Okay. EA always preferred Mass Effect straight up. Dragon Age creator reveals that his and Mass Effect's team didn't get along at BioWare as EA played favorites with its children. Holy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is what they had to say. It sure seems like the sun is setting on Dragon Age. It does. That is a crazy statement. That is a crazy statement because it's damn true. Especially with this article coming out. If this is true, EA never really wanted nothing to do with Dragon Age in the first place. And remember, gang, let me get closer to y'all when I say this. Remember, gang, EA wanted Dragon Age to be a live service game. Big Robot News. Shout out to Hypnotic in the chat. Big Robot News says ISOM sucks. What you want me to do with that information? Anyway, so let's go. So EA originally wanted, Dragon Age to be a live service game, and then that got changed. It's obvious that whatever we got was a shell of what it was supposed to be. So let's continue. With Velgar failing short of expectations after years in development, EA seemingly learning exactly the wrong lessons and sweeping layoffs, including senior talent. I'm not holding my breath for the future. In my view, Velgar was a semi-decent action RPG with a fumble story, which just wasn't enough. Okay, semi-decent I think is pretty accurate. For and the reason why I say semi-decent is because I played bad RPGs. I can't like finish them. You know what I'm saying? I can't play them. Dragon Age, the Velgar, like I was at least able to play it. But anyway, so David Grader, who authored the series but left BioWare in 2016 after Dragon Age Inquisition has revealed two truths. The first, not so shocking one, is that EA didn't really know what to do with Dragon Age, something you could glean from context. The second, more shocking one, is that BioWare was completely split down the middle circa 2010 through 2016, divided into two studios that, according to him, kind of resented one another. That's crazy. In a Blue Sky post, I see what you're saying, Big Robot. Give me a moment. In a Blue Sky post, Gator explains that after Dragon Age Inquisition left him feeling exhausted, he joined the new project that the former Mass Effect team in Edmonton was cooking up, the one that became Anthem. That was a mistake, not Anthem, but rather going from a Dragon Age to a Mass Effect team at BioWare, okay? That's what he had to say. The thing you need to know about BioWare is that for a long time, it was basically two teams under one roof. The Dragon Age team and the Mass Effect team run differently, very different cultures, may as well have been two separate studios, and they didn't get along. The company was aware of the friction, and attempts to fix it had been ongoing for years, mainly by shuffling staff between the teams more often, yet this didn't really resolve things, and I had no idea until I got to the Anthem team. He adds, the team didn't want me there at all. Now, I wonder, what could have sparked this divide? You got that Alu Akbar headdress going on right now. Nice. Yeah. But what could have sparked this divide? I can't think of anything that would have, other than politics. Look. Cryptic Beaks. I was looking at the same thing. I was like, oh. But anyway, what could have sparked that divide? Why do you not have one central command over both teams that ushers in the culture there? Why are they beefing with one another? That's crazy to me. Anyway, the difference, Gator explains, seems to be almost high school in nature. Like BioWare had its own category of nerds and jocks. I don't know what that word is. Jets and sharks. You get the idea. He explains that Anthem had initially been conceptualized as grungy aliens as science fiction, and that he'd been given marching orders to turn it into a science fantasy romp. This met the existing team like oil on water. I can only imagine. I don't think anyone told the team this, so they thought this change was my doing. I kept getting feedback about how it was too Dragon Age and how everything I wrote or planned was too Dragon Age. Yet this was a team where I was required to accept and act on all feedback. So I ended up iterating. Constantly. That's crazy. That's crazy. So basically, they sent this man, if true, they sent this man basically to go and revamp. Let me get closer, y'all. To go and revamp what Anthem was originally supposed to be without actually telling the team. So they coming in, the Anthem team thinking, yeah, so we doing like some aliens type joint, you know, and then they send in a Dragon Age guy to go, yeah, we don't want that. So go and change it. All right, cool. You told the team? Nah, you tell them. That's nasty work. That is nasty work. Anyway, let's get back into it. He says it became clear that this was a team that didn't want to make an RPG, yet they wanted to wave my magic writing wand and create a BioWare quality story without giving me any of the tools I need to actually do that, which makes sense because if you play Anthem, which I played 300 hours of Anthem, there was no RPG elements to that story. There was nothing. There was no choices. There was no like side quests. It was a linear story. So you could tell that story, whatever that shit was, it was supposed to be. Like you had dialogue options, yeah, but they didn't mean anything. There were no alternative endings. There were endings. There was nothing. So anyway, he continues. This illuminates some of Gator's prior words about BioWare's shifting team culture back in 2023. He wrote that the studio had come to quietly resent writers arriving in a new team only to be forced to accept and act on all feedback, be given orders contrary to their vision, and then made to be fall guy for those orders. Sure sounds like a quiet resentment to me, okay? Gator did consider a world where he stick it out and try my best, but only if there was something waiting on the other side where I could have more say as a creative director. I wanted to move up. I was turned down flat, no hesitation. Damn. Even more when I was told that while I could leave the company if I wanted to, I wouldn't have any success outside of BioWare, but in blunter words. Yikes. Damn. They told that man, you ain't shit. You ain't nothing without BioWare. So you can leave, bitch ass nigga, but you ain't gonna be shit. And let's see. I mean, like, what has he worked on? What has he worked on lately? Hold on. Let me see. What was his name again? It was David Gator. David Gator. Let me see. Let's see. Let's try to pull up what has David Gator worked on recently. Oh, I remember we did a video on this dude. Y'all remember this guy? Ooh. Oh no. What has he worked on recently? It don't look like nothing. It don't look like nothing. Let me see. Yeah, he ain't worked on that. I guess they was right, gang. I guess they was right. But then again, maybe they wasn't right in that maybe, what's going on, Brutal Monkey? Maybe they blackballed that man. You know, hey, they'll blackball you in a hot little second. Anyway, let's continue. In a quote to a reply, Gator theorizes that this disdain for Dragon Age wasn't just siloed into the Mass Effect team, but a general distaste from EA on high. While I was at BioWare, EA always preferred Mass Effect straight up. Their marketing team liked it more. It was modern. It had action. They never quite knew what to do with Dragon Age. And whenever Dragon Age outperformed Mass Effect got the excuses. If you ask me, it was always just shy of the axe since Dragon Age Origins. Origins. Wow. Now, this is to be taken with a bit of salt. Gator is a fantastic writer known for authoring one of gaming's best RPG worlds, but he was also severely burned by EA and BioWare. So there's some understandable subjectivity surrounding his words here. However, his description here, this is some good journalism. However, his description here does pass muster. Namely, if writing teams were made to act on feedback no matter what, in a studio leaning towards Mass Effect and away from its gritty RPG roots, that sure explains why a group of people who have done great work on Dragon Age in the past somehow produced something I actively couldn't stand. It sure explains why Veilguard plays more like a Mass Effect game too. And that is true. That is true. So this also brings me back to this story being corroborated a little bit by Liana Ruppert. This is a woman who's a community and marketing, specializes in community marketing, senior over at Alchemy Labs. She's worked at Vox. She's also she's been an accessibility lead at Bungie and Game Informer and more. So obviously this is somebody who's in the industry and she knows a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. She says this has been wildly apparent for the longest time. I would love to see a world where BioWare is either able to go fully independent or at least have a publisher that understands the vision as well as the fan bases. Both franchises have insane amounts of crossover with audiences. They're just handled by people that don't understand nor seem to care about it. A tale as old as time. Yeah. I mean, listen, EA, in my opinion, despite, and I've said this, I've defended EA as of recently in the last year. EA, despite kind of somewhat rehabilitating their reputation, because remember, EA was the most hated company in gaming for years. Sometimes even the most hated company in the world. But now, now EA has a one-track mind. They want games that's going to bring in money over time. And so it stands to reason why they wouldn't like Dragon Age, because Dragon Age is known for being a single-player RPG. Mass Effect, I can see them turning Mass Effect into some sort of microtransaction-infested online multiplayer mess. And I believe that they see more potential in Mass Effect for that. What I believe is they originally tried to do that, right? They originally tried to do that, but was met with resistance for Mass Effect. And so that's how we got Anthem, right? Because if BioWare has always been split into two teams, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, where did Anthem come in at? Where did the idea from Anthem come from? Why not just another Mass Effect game? I mean, they did Mass Effect Andromeda, Flopperoonie. Then they come out with Anthem. Well, we want, online multiplayer MMO type stuff. Oh, but that's not really Mass Effect. Okay, well, make it Mass Effect, nigga. Nah, we're not going to do that. Okay, well, we need something that's going to bring us in a lot of money. So what y'all got? Well, we did have this idea for like an Iron Man simulator called Anthem. And that's what they got. And they couldn't quite get it together. They brought over this Dragon Age writer that came over and was met with resistance. And then we got this mess. And to be fair, guys, I played 300 hours of Anthem. I'm sorry. I liked Anthem. I wish that Anthem would come back. Because that gameplay was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I get that on 60 frames per second. Boy, I'm cooking. We get more stuff to do. Oh, you cooking. But obviously, so just to speak back to that, this makes me concerned for Mass Effect 5, but also a little optimistic because, like, if they're two different teams, right, I have to believe that the Mass Effect team has a little bit of a different ideology than the Dragon Age team. Remember what happened with Dragon Age the Veilguard when it flopped, and then people were saying they was concerned for Mass Effect, and then the Mass Effect developers came out and said, hey, whoa. Don't fucking compare us to them bitch-ass niggas over there making Dragon Age. Mass Effect will stay exactly what the fuck it is as long as I'm director. I'm just saying. So now it all makes sense. It all makes sense. So, hey, We're gonna see. Mass Effect 5 is probably 10 years away. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Let's move on. All right. Let's get back to the agenda board. What we got next? Yeah, I ain't gonna keep y'all long here. I ain't gonna keep y'all here long. All right. I don't know where I want to go. News is kind of light lately. All right. So, yesterday we kind of talked about Last of Us and them prices. The complete edition of Last of Us being basically $120. But we don't want to talk about the game today. Because if you didn't know, okay. If you didn't know, The Last of Us also has a show. It has a show. And there's a particular actress who stars in this show. She is not having a fun time on the internet. She is not having a good time on the internet, gang. I know we talked about this on New Black Street. But nigga, the magnitude in which Bella Ramsey is getting cooked right now needs to be studied. It absolutely positively needs to be studied. Gang, look at this. Let me say something. If you are Bella Ramsey's parents, I forgot how old Shorty is. I know she's over 18, but get this girl away from the internet immediately. Bro, they are cooking this motherfucker, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Imagine logging into the internet. Imagine logging into the internet and seeing one of your kids getting cooked like this. Javier Hankins says, "What is The Last of Us Complete Edition going to be? It's only 2 games. One was great while the other was shit. That ruined everything." I can't really speak to it because I haven't played neither one. I was never interested in it. Gang, look at this shit, bro. Hey, man. Hey. I'm sick. I'm sick for you, Bella. I got something in my eye, but imagine your kid getting cooked like this. Yeah, we gotta get out of Hollywood. Damn, man, there's something in my damn eye. God damn it. Okay. Fuck. Sorry. It's literally something in my eye and I can't get it out. Fuck. All right. But yeah. So The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us, the show, is out and people are watching it. Apparently it's performing well. Bella's getting cooked though. Me personally, I'm not interested in watching season 2. I did watch season 1. But I'm not really interested. And look at this girl, man. Why would you cast her? I feel like they were trying to cast her to do some type of representation for Down syndrome people or something like that. Cause she does look like she have Downs. I ain't gonna lie. She look like she drives trucks for a living. God damn it, bro. What the hell? This is bad. This is terrible casting. Why would you do that? And they said, like, and this is the thing, in your effort to do, I guess, representation and stuff like that, you set this girl up to get blasted. She'll be scarred for life over this. Dog. She don't deserve this. She don't deserve this. But it's the internet. It's the internet. And so when you sign up to be rich and famous, you sign up to be an actor, you subject yourself to this. So I don't feel bad for her. But golly. Holy. What the? Jesus Christ. I can't even focus on doing the goddamn show. I got something in my eye. Anyway. All right, so we can move on, though. Damn it, man. What the fuck? Why does this happen right now on the show? Guys, give me a second. Give me a goddamn second. Can I dance on you? No, I can't dance on you. No, never mind. Fuck it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Yo, this shit is fucking with me, gang. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get to the agenda board. Let's see, we talked about like this, what the hell, man? Go wash it out, bro. Oh, I think I got it. Whatever it is, it's fine. Okay. We're good. I'm like one of them people. Where I constantly get shit in my eye. But this is just the first time it's ever happened live on show. Like, that was fucking egregious. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God, bro. Hey, man. Get this girl off the internet immediately. It's pretty accurate, though. Like, her face. Like, like, why is her face so shrunk? Like, her features are so shrunken on her face. It's like a lot of forehead, a lot of chin, a lot of jaw. Dog. This is insane. Now y'all cooking me. Now I'm getting cooked. But here's another reason why I'm not watching this show. Look at this. Who believes this?
Okay. Allie!
Who the hell believes that? Who the... Chat. Am I high? Am I high? Who believes that? Nobody. Ain't no way a man that big. Ain't no way a man that big. First of all, even if she managed to get her legs wrapped around his neck like that, with his hand on her neck, any man that size would instantly pick her little ass up, one arm, slam her right into the ground. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Please, ladies at home, do not see that and think that you can do that. Do not think that you can do that. Okay? Because you will get your entire spine shattered. Especially a girl her size. One arm. You got your legs wrapped around my neck with my hand around. If I get both feet on the ground, it's not even arm strength at that point. It's all leg. You're coming up just like this, and you're coming down as hard. You would die from that, possibly. Yonder Doom, you are hilarious. You are hilarious. So yeah. Oh, Hollywood is cooked. Hollywood is purely cooked. Lord have mercy, Hollywood is cooked. Okay. Let's move on. Where are we going next? I could have sworn I got rid of that, but whatever. All right. I got a couple throwaway grifts really quick. There's a new Star Wars game coming out. Did y'all know that? There's a new Star Wars game coming. This time, it will be developed by Respawn and Bit Reactor. It's called Star Wars Zero Company. Has officially been announced. Single player, turn-based combat. First look coming at Star Wars Celebration. I wonder, when they say turn-based, what do you mean? Are we talking about like XCOM? Or are we talking about like Knights of the Old Republic? Let me find out that y'all sick of waiting on Knights of the Old Republic and decided to just do it yourself. But to be fair, they didn't mention RPG. Look, Cryptid Beat says turn-based, you lost me instantly. Knights of the Old Republic was turn-based, right? As a matter of fact, Expedition 33 is going to be turn-based.
I've never seen myself represented. This is awesome, because I've never seen myself.
Shouts out to Raptor Kratos 85 with the $5 super chat. He can now see himself. Congratulations. He says she has retard strength. Diabolical. I can do turn-based. I plan on doing turn-based with Expedition 33. Also, what else was recently turn-based? What's that damn game called? The one made by the Persona creators. I forgot the name, but that's turn-based. That was pretty good. So I'm not opposed to turn-based, but like Respawn is a very interesting development team for this. Respawn, responsible for Apex Legends and Titanfall. What has Bit Reactor done? Let's see. Let's find out. Let's get you out of the way. Bit Reactor. Metaphor ReFantasio, that's what it was. See, Bit Reactor. What games? Is this a subsidiary of EA? Oh. Oh, okay. So yeah, we have collectively. Oh, they're like a it looks like a support studio. We have collectively developed some of the most successful games you've heard of, such as XCOM, Civilization, Gears of War, and Elder Scrolls Online. So there you have it. There you have it. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what it looks like, but you know, I got to be honest with you. The only Star Wars game that I really care about right now is what Knights of the Old Republic is going to look like. And last I checked, like, have we even had an update on the Knights of the Old Republic remake? Hold on. Like, there's been no news. What's going on, Frostfang? Nope. Hey, yo, this is a crazy headline from PC Gamer. Knights of the Old Republic remake returns for annual tradition of reminding you it's still alive, but no, you can't hear anything more about it until it comes back next year to say it again. Hey, yo, that's nasty work. That's a nasty headline, but it's facts. So, yeah, don't hold your breath. I mean, I'm holding my breath, but that's because I'm a simp. So, wrong one. All right. Yeah, we was kind of light on the news today, so kind of light. In the meantime, we'll talk about where is it? The Borderlands. So y'all remember the Borderlands movie? Where is it? Y'all remember the Borderlands movie? Mm-hmm. Y'all don't? Yeah, me neither. I don't think anybody remembers the Borderlands movie. But apparently the director has reasons why they flopped. Okay? All right? You have reasons why they flopped. You want to hear the reasons why they flopped? Borderlands director Eli Roth believes that the circumstances surrounding the film, such as COVID pandemic, certainly didn't do the team any favors. But if you don't get the... God damn! What?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
If you don't get the hell out of here talking about the COVID pandemic, didn't this movie release last year? Let me dive into this article. Director Eli Roth has shared his thoughts on what went wrong with last year's Borderlands adaptation, which was a critical and commercial flop. Why did it fail? Well, Roth believes that the circumstances surrounding the film, such as COVID-19, certainly didn't do the team any favors. In conversation with Podcast The Town, Roth admitted that the first time he got to view the final film, he wasn't exactly sure what he was going to see. This is because Roth had already started work on another film, and Deadpool film director Tim Miller had taken over Borderlands reshoots. I was doing Thanksgiving, and it's also the kind of thing where, like, wow, this is the first time I'm going to see a movie sort of being like, okay, I directed this, what happens? That was kind of an experience like never had before. And I remember being, am I at the point in my career where I'm going to sit down and watch my own movie that says I wrote and directed it, and I genuinely don't know what's going to happen? The director still has plenty of respect for those that worked on the film and said he would still work with Lionsgate again, but not under those circumstances. Roth continued, I think none of us anticipated how complicated things were going to be with COVID, not just in terms of what we're shooting, but then you have to do pickup shots or reshoots, and you have 6 people that are all on different sets, and every one of those sets is getting shut down because the cities have opened up, and now there's a COVID outbreak, and it was just like we couldn't prep or do any wrong. Hold on. What the hell? Hold up. 1 second. Sorry about that. The eyelash that was fucking with my eye was at the bottom of my eyelid, and I took that opportunity to get his ass up out of there. Okay, so he says, he continues, and now there's a COVID outbreak, and I was just like, we couldn't prep in the room together. I couldn't be with my stunt people. I couldn't do pre visits. Everyone spread all over the place. You can't prep a movie on that scale over Zoom, and I think we all thought we could pull it off, and we got our asses handed to us a bit. Okay, so apparently the movie was in development during COVID. I didn't know that. I thought it went into development. Like, I knew it was in development, but I thought they didn't start shooting until after COVID. Now that he says that, I don't know. Maybe my opinion changes. Because shooting a movie through Zoom is crazy. Crazy work. Still, though, the casting was horrendous. The casting was horrendous. I mean, everything, I think, in my personal opinion, I think Borderlands was just something that should have just been left as a video game. It should have never been made into a movie, because what made that game so popular, at least from an outsider's point of view, because I tried to play it, I just wasn't interested in it. What made the game so popular is the sheer amount of weapons and guns and fun and blast and looting and stuff like that you could have in that game. You can't capture that through a movie, man. Like, I don't know. From Borderlands fans, I've never heard anyone like brag on Borderlands story. Like, of course, you're going to have people that like the story because they like the game, but I mean, like, is there anybody out there that's like really like clamoring for a Borderlands story? I don't believe so. So I don't know. But maybe he has a point though. I didn't realize that the movie was shot during COVID. So why did it not come out until 2024? Did it get delayed? I don't know. Either way, we'll move on from that one. We will move on. That seems to be all we have for today. Okay, before I get out of here, Jesse the Jank says Borderlands 2 is one of the best games ever made, and then 3 is pure dog shit. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that too. So one of the things, the comic book stream. First thing we doing when we get back is the comic book stream. We're gonna read a comic live. I owe y'all that. I never forgot. A bunch of shit going on. But so we're gonna do the comic book stream as soon as I get back from Vegas on Sunday. Trying to think of, and also we're gonna start, because I didn't want to start Grifty the Clown playing South of Midnight right before going to Vegas. I didn't want to do that. So yeah, we will do that when we get back. So comic book stream Sunday, and we'll probably start Grifty the Clown on South of Midnight on Monday. So no, we already have the comics that it's gonna be. One of them is Wolverine versus the Predator. So Person says you still owe Christopher Baker that Unknown 9. I said I was gonna stream with Cater. Not playing Unknown 9 again. It's not happening. No way. Why the hell would I go back to Unknown 9? No. Stop. No, stop it. All right, guys, that's gonna conclude today's show. Like I said, I wasn't gonna hold y'all here long because the news was kind of light today. And yeah. So, I'm gonna go ahead and check out. I gotta go and study for class tonight. So I'll talk to you guys later. May the grift be with you. And yeah. Javier, I did hear about that. Big Robot News today says read ISOM. I mean, I don't have a problem doing that. But I already got the 2 books that we decided we was gonna read. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.